So we begin by shedding more light on the evolving landscape of tax investigations and their impact on policy and governance. And it is our honor to have with us Shri Pratap Singh, Director General Investigation, Chennai Income Tax. I invite him to please join us on the dais and say a few words.
Thank you. Namaskar, good morning, vadakkam. Some friends are there from Chennai. So just now, Mr. Vijay Kumar said that GST officers can arrest, I think 2 days back, Honorable Supreme Court judgment, but there are certain riders in the judgment. So the Honorable Supreme Court also said that GST officers are not like police officers. They need to record their satisfaction before arrest, and degree of proof, it has to be higher than the police authorities. See, over a period of time, the very basis of taxation has changed in India. So just some time back, this union budget was presented by the Honorable Finance Minister. And very clearly, the Honorable Minister said that we would trust first and we would scrutinize later. The same words were repeated by the Chairman CVDT also in later interactions with the press and media. So that is the premises of taxation now. So Honorable Justice Bhadang, my senior and respected Akhilesh Ranjanji, my very dear colleague Rahman Sahab, we have worked at several stations together. Mr. Vijay Kumar, noted venture capitalist, not Vijay Kumar, sorry, Mr. Ajay Jain, I'm sorry, stand corrected. You could be. Senior Vice President, ITAT, Satyajit Desab, Madam, Member ITAT, Member Judicial ITAT, Mr. Chaudhary, Member ITAT, Mr. Sudhir, Mr. Ramkrishna has come all the way from Chennai. I see a lot of faces from Delhi, a lot of people from Mumbai, and some people from Chennai, all over the country. See, this is the 6th edition of Tax India Online Congress, as also awards. So up to now, this event was being held in Delhi. So as a pleasant surprise, Mr. Salinder is there. Where is Salinder? So this has been organized in Mumbai for the first time, and Mumbai being the financial capital, economic capital of the country, as also the biggest city, biggest station as far as taxation is concerned. So it is only appropriate that such kind of interactions or events should happen in a city like Mumbai. I'll keep my talk brief and will divide it into 3 parts. Firstly, as to how the tax departments or taxation system in India has evolved over last 30-40 years. Then secondly, what are the changes or systems or new initiatives the government has taken over last few years to simplify the system, to help the taxpayers, to promote compliance and ease of doing business. And lastly, the new income tax bill. The proposals in new income tax bill, recently presented budget, so on and so forth. So I'll start with the first part. You see, when we joined the income tax department way back about 34 years old, and Akhilesh Ranjan sir a few years before that, we used to work in an entirely different kind of atmosphere. So more than 50% of office space was being taken over by record. So record here, record there, record on income tax officer's table, in the almirahs, in the racks and all that. And since those days, over a period of time, slowly and gradually, now today the department is income tax department, as also GST and customs, and to a large extent the state taxation departments, they are fully computerized and digitized. This is such a welcome change. So when we joined the department, As far as income taxes are concerned, I remember correctly, we used to collect somewhere around 10,000 crore of revenue. And our tax base used to be somewhere around 77 lakhs. And there used to be huge serpentine queues close to the due date of filing tax return. So that is one problem. So we used to organize it, used to go to some park or somewhere so that there is no inconvenience to the people. And we used to make different counters, 20, 30 counters to accept returns. And thereafter, processing of the returns and issuing the refunds, etc., used to take a very long period of time because it used to be done manually. And we were supposed to verify these TDS certificates, etc. So sometimes on average period was around, sir, if I remember correctly, maybe around 1 year or a little more than that, issuance of refund, etc. Now, since those days, today, our tax collection has grown to somewhere around 23 lakh crore. This is a massive, massive figure, and it has been done by the taxpayers of India. So I request all of you to give a round of applause to the taxpayers of the country, taxpayers of Mumbai. This has not been done by the tax department. This has been done by the taxpayers and by the tax professionals. So many of the tax professionals I am seeing among the audience. And we have a lot of talk about this tax base being small. So just few days back, this data has come. The number of taxpayers in the country, return filers, is 9.05 crore. See the massive figure, 9.05 crore. This is not a small figure. This is more than 6% of the population of the country. So this is tremendous. So there's 9.05 crore kind of tax base and 23 lakh crore of tax revenue. And see the kind of systems the income tax department has created. Now we can process the tax returns within a period of 16 days, on average 16 days, and many tax returns are processed the same day. You file maybe in the evening, you will see a message that your tax return is processed and your refund is on its way. So now today, the tax payment system, the tax filing system, the refunds, the grievance system, we have got very modern and efficient grievance redressal scheme. Even the assessment, appeal, so everything is online. You guys can keep a track of what is happening in your taxation matters. What is the position of refund? What is the position of assessment, etc.? What is the position of your grievance, at which table, with which officer? This is pending. This is quite phenomenal. So this thing has happened over a period of time, and because of this digitization and use of technology, we have been able to serve the taxpayers better, faster, in an efficient and transparent way. And we continue to do so. So still the job is not complete. And what I feel is that as a result of whatever efforts the government has made, the income tax department has made, this has resulted into the better compliance as far as taxes are concerned. So when we joined sometime in 90s, early 90s, our tax GDP ratio used to be direct taxes somewhere around 2.1%, if I remember correctly. And today, after the 34 years, the tax GDP ratio of direct taxes alone is close to 7%. So massive increase, see how many times, even in percentage terms, the tax payments have been grown. And if we talk of the current year, the contribution of personal income tax. So the personal income tax is higher than the corporate tax, and it has been growing at a massive rate of around 21%, personal income tax. Both the taxes we put together, the company tax, corporate tax, and personal income tax, the growth is close to 15%. And this growth is phenomenal. If we see this growth over a period of time, so 22-23, we had a growth in taxes of 50%, though it was on a slow base, but 50% growth was unheard of. And first time in my whole career, I saw this kind of growth in taxation. The year following, we had a growth close to 19.5%, then 18% last year. And then current year, we hope that we should be somewhere around close to 15% if everything goes well. So this has been done by the taxpayers of the country. And because of the progressive policies of the tax department. Only day before yesterday, I was reading a report in the newspaper, Economic Times. There's I'm forgetting the title of that particular topic. The person said that tax rates in India are very high. What I feel is, the tax rates as far as direct taxes are concerned, we are quite competitive internationally, whether it is the corporate tax or the personal income tax. And even in terms of GST, the government continues to look at it and keep rationalizing wherever it is possible. So due course, as the tax base would increase, I think the government will have a look at it. And wherever there is a possibility to further relaxation, the government may have a look at it. So there is a perception among the public, certain sections of the public, that there should be something more as far as the taxes are concerned. But the government has done a tremendous job. Just a few years back, about 2-3 years back, the Income Tax Department took an initiative that they really pre-filled returns. So when you log on to the departmental website, through your whatever this password and all that, your entire details of income, etc., you will find filled in there. This is such a revolutionary idea, such a useful and beneficial a thing for the taxpayers. They need not do anything. So they only need to have a look at their figures. What is their income, taxes, payment, etc., and everything is okay. Just push a button and your return is filed. So this has been very good. Another new initiative the government has taken is the tax department. Updated return. You guys must have heard, because in this budget, recent budget, the time period, earlier it was 2 years, it is increased now to 4 years. So up to 4-year period, you can revise your tax return. If there was any mistake, any omission, anything was left out, of course, there will be a bit of little more taxes, some additional tax will have to be paid. But this is an initiative to reduce the disputes. What are unnecessary disputes, the notices and other things that we can take care of. Then front loading of information. So I'm saying these things, these are very, very important initiatives. So what is front loading of information? Whatever details the tax department collects from various sources, from your employers, from the banks as far as interest thing is concerned, any commission, any rental income, any other kind of receipts, dividend, etc. So everything details is found either in Form 26AS. All of you almost should be aware about this 26AS, or in AIS. AIS is another functionality, so your entire data is available. And that is made available to you before due date of filing of tax return. So this is again a very important initiative by which a person can look into what was his interest, dividend, or other income, salary, etc., and can take and make an informed decision as to what should be his returned income. Another thing is this e-verification system or e-verification portal. So it happens that some income is left out, the department processes the information with its data in their possession, and if there is a variation and they feel that something is left out, a mail is sent along with a message to the person that there appears to be some variation, and this is the variation. Please have a look and rectify. File a revised return or updated return, as the case may be. So now, it is not the case that if some income is left out, notice is the first kind of action. So issuance of notice, etc., comes much later. First a letter, maybe a message, then another opportunity to a taxpayer, and only thereafter, if the government feels necessary, that further action should be taken after having a look at the response of the person. They'll take action like issuing notice or making assessment, etc. So these are a lot of new initiatives, and we continue to work in that direction. Now CPC 2.0 has come. Thereafter, Inside 2.0 and ITBA 2.0 is under process. The income tax system is quite robust, and we continue to work on that to make it better. So I'll just come to briefly on this new income tax bill. Now, the earlier law, as you know, was enacted sometime in the year 1961, and thereafter, a lot of water is flown in Ganges. From 61, the economic position in 61, as I mentioned to you, our collection might have been maybe a few hundred crores, somewhere around that, and tax base is still smaller. And economy itself, Indian economy was very small. The transactions were simple. Digital transactions, etc., had not come. So since then, the old act was continuing, and it is continuing till the new act is passed by the parliament. So there was need over last 10, 15 years that a new law should be brought into this thing, institute. An effort was made in the year 2008, if you guys must be knowing, but somehow that particular new act was not passed. So now in this particular effort, in this 2025 bill, what the government has tried to do is that firstly, it has tried to make continuity. So whatever is the existing law, it has not been changed in substantive manner. It remains by and large the same provisions. Only thing is that language, etc., has been simplified. The obsolete provisions, over a period of time, a lot of amendments have been carried out, that have been taken out. And the earlier act, because of those things, had become very bulky. You see the provisions like Section 80 of the existing income tax, or provisions relating to TDS. So over a period of time, TDS became a treatise in itself. So many sections started from 194 A, B, C, and going on up to, I think, 194P. 194P is last, 194Q, somewhere around that. So those things have been simplified now. It was very essential because it had become cumbersome. Then provisions relating to penalty over a period of time, so 270.11C, then 270A, AA, AAA, AAC, AAB, thereafter 270A. So we needed to have a look on all those provisions. So those provisions have been simplified, rationalized, and without much disruption or discontinuity. So they are continuing, but in much more simplified form. If we see in terms of volume itself, so as against 5.12 lakh words earlier, so now the new legislation, it is around, I think 2.58 lakhs, so almost half it becomes. In terms of number of pages also, it has come down substantially from around 900 pages, a little more than 900 pages to close to 600 pages. So the volume has come down, it has become concise, and the effort is in the direction that these disputes, whatever the tax disputes are there, they can be brought under a certain label, or they should be brought under control. In that effort, you must have seen these monetary limits to file the appeal by the department, by the government, by the tax officers. That has also been fairly raised. Now it is 60 lakh and 2 crore and 5 crore kind of thing. It's a substantially high level. So the government will not be disputing. Taxpayer, of course, they are free, whatever they need to make an informed decision to make their choices. In the budget, I'll just mention 2-3 things just, and then we'll close my talk. First major thing is on this TP provisions. So there will be block of 3 years. This is very important initiative by the government that every year we need not pass TP orders. So once in 3 years, they can decide and it may continue. Another thing is this inclusion of this information and digital medium, etc., maybe cloud servers or servers kept somewhere that investigation officers can access. Section 9 relating to this foreign residents' income, royalty, etc., some rationalization has been done on that front. So more or less the present bill now looks compact. And of course the dream budget presented by the Honorable FM, raising the exempted income figure to 12 lakh. It has been well received by the people. It has been a very brave decision, very phenomenal decision. And I'm sure that it will give a very large relief to the middle class, to the salary taxpayers, to the small business persons and all that. So with these words, I would like to end my talk and would like to thank Selenji, TIOL, to give me an opportunity to share my views. Thank you.